The new social housing program, we would describe it as the flagship program in our social safety net overall program. The social safety net is the notional minimum standard at which all Jamaicans should be able to subsist. It represents the conscience of the society. What is it that every Jamaican should have access to live a decent quality of life? It is clearly not the case that every Jamaican is living at the standard set by the social safety net. So the social safety net is also aspirational. But it means that the government is continuously putting in place programs to lift people out of absolute poverty up to this minimum standard of subsistence. So if you consider the critical needs of anyone living in the society, you would want to make sure that children have access to the very best prenatal and postnatal care. So we have ensured that that is freely accessible through our health services, through our clinic and outreach services. You would want to make sure that our young children have access to basic and pre-primary and primary education. And we have that minimum standard universally applied to all Jamaican children. And then you would want to ensure that children who are in school, they have the minimum necessary in terms of food and transportation and uniform and books. So every Jamaican child would have access, if their parent cannot afford it, to essentially free access to primary school education. If their parents cannot afford it, they get a subsidy on PATH, provided that they make the effort and get registered. We are reviewing the PATH program now because there are many persons who should be on the PATH program who are not on the PATH program. And likewise, there are persons who are on the program who should not be. So the program is being reviewed now. The Minister of Social Security, the Honorable Colonel Charles Jr., is conducting the consultation. So very soon, you will see an improved beneficiary identification system and an improved system of distributing PATH benefits. And then you want to consider, for example, our pensioners. So those persons who would have worked and retired, we have the NIS, that's a part of our social safety net. And we have recently introduced now the new social pension for persons 75 years and older who worked but did not have a pension. They didn't contribute to a pension. They have no NIS to get. And the social conscience is that they too should have some form of subsistence from the state to ensure that whatever income they have, it is complemented by what comes from the state. We recently increased that by over 68% in the last budget. So the government is really trying to create a very comprehensive social safety net, and we have recently announced a new component of the social safety net, and that is called the unemployment insurance. So for almost every part of the life cycle of the Jamaican individual, the Jamaican state, the Jamaican government, and particularly under this administration, we have created programs to help to support Jamaicans through every stage and phase of their life.